check. All right, guys, we're getting this set up. I just want to know. Gonna send you all the stuff in a second. I don't know why this is not showing up. Here it goes. Here we go. We're getting ready. If anybody's in the chat, please say something. I need to know if this exists because it's not coming up. I don't know why this isn't activating. This is very strange. I'm online on both, so that's good. I don't know. The Restream's cool. I love Restream, but I have no idea what I'm doing right now. So if you are in chat, please message something. I'm gonna post it on here. And then once we got it going. Oh, Megan's here? Okay, cool. I don't know why. Let's see if it shows up on Restream. Because it's not. I don't know why. Is it going to show up on Restream? So very strange. I'm going to wait till people get in here, and then I'm going to say some stuff. I mean, if anything worse comes to worse, I can just copy this and set it up. Cool. I don't think we have anybody else on Twitch, so it's okay. I'm going to share it to my page real quick, and then we'll get going, guys. Alright, cool. Post it on Facebook real quick, and then I'm gonna post it and then I'm gonna share it on my personal page. If it comes up, for some reason it's not loading, so I don't know why chat's not working on this thing. It's very strange. I'm gonna have to, next time I come on here, I'm gonna have to check, which is hopefully gonna be happening more frequently. Also, for those who are hanging out, let me know how my volume is. And let's see. Okay, so we still got one person in YouTube. And hopefully I'll hop back into this. And at the very least, I can just check live chat, and then we'll be good. I don't know why chat's not uploading on Restream, but it's okay. I figured I'd do it on here. I was gonna do it on Facebook too, but for some reason, Restream, if you have the free version, you can't stream on. You can only stream on your personal page. You can't stream on anywhere else. But anyway, how's it going, guys? It's been way too long. Hope all of you are doing well. Hope all of you are staying safe during the quarantine pandemic things that's going on here. I had made a quick kind of update video on the Facebook page, so if you're not following me on there, that's fine as well. This isn't a plug to check out all of my social media, but I just figured I'd give you a little update. And also, I'm streaming on Twitch, so if you also want to watch me on Twitch, that'd be very cool too. First bit of news, one of the cooler things is that I got new lighting set up, so very cool. I'm super stoked on that, and obviously I'm trying to just step my game up as a, band interviewer, things of that nature, so I, feel the need to put money into what I do, very similar to why people put money into making music and putting out the best quality things that they can do it on that aspect. So that is very cool. Very grateful for everybody that has been supporting me and doing that, and also having some extra money to be able to spend on some nice stuff like this is always a nice thing. I also got a new mic stand as well, so I'm very stoked on that. Shout out to my friend Nick, who's letting me borrow it for now, and then I'm probably going to wind up buying one because it's just super easy. But I got a nice little like podcasty sort of arm now, so that's very cool. So I feel a little bit more professional, which is always a nice thing. And yeah, it's great. I really love the setup now. Not that I didn't love it before, but now I really fully enjoy it, and it's awesome. Many of you are probably wondering, Brandon, where have you been? Where the hell have you been? It's been such a long time since you uploaded your last video. And I want to say to all of you, I want to apologize, first of all, because I feel like I kind of let you guys down in a way, and I know a lot of people will be very understanding of what I'm about to say, but I didn't want people to believe that I just left and I wasn't going to come back and I wasn't going to do that. I did have a full intention on coming back before the year was over with, and obviously making a video much like this one. But I didn't think I was going to be gone for as long as I originally planned to. I think the reasoning is just because of the pandemic and stuff. I feel like a lot of my abilities and want to do it and the drive to do it kind of dwindled. And I will say that I had been experiencing a lot of burnout, just because I had been posting a lot. My girlfriend and I were talking about when we first started dating about 5 months ago. Shouts to her. Love her to death. But I was like, I was like, you know what? Like, I didn't know what to do, and I was just kind of like struggling in my own head, and I just felt like it wasn't right for me to continue doing it. And I think one of the bigger reasons was I was going down to visit my parents on 4th of July weekend, and I just was really just beat up. Like I spent the day working, and then literally moments later, I was staying up editing 3 interviews to go out that week while I was on vacation. And that really kind of hit me and was like kind of an eye-opener of like, man, you really like obviously are doing this. You're working really hard at doing this sort of stuff, but at some points it finds that like I just spent so much time doing it, and I was grinding out at it, and I just felt like I wasn't getting anything in return. And that's no offense to any of you guys. I appreciate the love and support. I even appreciate the support, while I was taking a bit of a hiatus. But I just felt like mentally drained, and I just didn't really, not that I didn't want to do it. I just felt like it was kind of becoming a chore at that point. And, it hurt me to say that, and it hurt me to come to that realization. And I just knew that for my mental health and that mental clarity is that I needed to take a break and take some time off. Yo, what's good? What's good, my dude? What's good, my dude? Jesus, love you, man. But anyway, it's just, it was just tough for me, and it was tough for me to come to that realization. And I think it was mainly because I just didn't want to come to that realization that I was like really getting burnt out. And there's been a few instances where I had felt the same way, that I felt really burnt out about doing audio addiction and stuff, but not until this point. And like I said, it wasn't until I realized that I was just like, you know what, I need to take some time off. I need to take breaks. I need to, look at this in the most healthy way that I can look at it. And that was just to take some time off. And so I can say, if any of you are struggling with what's going on and just don't feel like things are kind of lining up and you're getting frustrated about things, I would really highly recommend taking some time off. And that's not like, I feel like I feel more rejuvenated. I feel refreshed to do it. I feel the passion to continue doing it and to continue putting out content for you guys. Because at some points I was thinking like I'm not even sure if I really truly want to come back to doing this, and that really hurt me because I've been doing this for the better half of almost 5 years now, and not that recognition is all that I want. The people that come up to me at shows when we were going to shows and stuff, that recognize me, like, I appreciate you guys immensely, and I appreciate your support, and I appreciate anybody who watches any of my stuff, whether it be an album review, a live set, an interview, whatever it may be, that you really enjoy my content and you subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. I know YouTubers all the time say to subscribe, but honestly, it is the lifeblood of what we do here on YouTube. Like, this could potentially be a career, if I had enough people watching me or doing it, or cared about me in that aspect. But it to me, it just felt like it was just like I was on a hamster, on like one of those wheels, and I just kept going. Like, I didn't feel burnt out. I just kept going, and I was pushing through that like second thought of like, I think I might be burnt out. And it wasn't really until I realized that I was like, you know what, you should take some time off. You should take a break. It's healthy. People do it. I've seen YouTubers on here do it pretty frequently. And it's a healthy mental break. And sometimes people don't come back, and, priorities change. But, I feel like if you're really passionate about what you do, whether it be music or anything for that matter, you're going to come back to do it because you want to do it. And no one's going to force you to do it. No one's going to tell you to come back and do it. And I want to thank everybody that had reached out to me during this time. Like, it's greatly appreciated. I can't thank you guys enough for, caring as much about me as I care about you guys. And again, I hope all of you are doing safe, as I mentioned earlier. But I think it's just really a good eye opener in terms of like doing stuff, like, especially now, again, amidst a pandemic. It's important to take time to yourself and understand that like you can only do so much. And, you can only work so hard at certain things before, eventually just messes with your head, and, you start to question why you're doing this or why you're doing that. And it's not really healthy. So I would definitely recommend taking some time off if you can. I know for me personally, it helped me out, and you shouldn't really own up to whenever you want to take time off. You should take off time when you feel it's necessary and when you feel like you're comfortable coming back to it. And I felt like for myself, like, obviously I set myself a goal to come back, but this time I was like, you know what, I have to come back, and I have to make sure that I am just cool with doing this and that I want to do it. And it's not just because like I miss it on certain days or whatever. I want to do it because I miss doing it. And so, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be doing this sort of stuff again. I appreciate everybody that stuck around. I appreciate all the new people that may or may not be watching this later or currently. Your support and appreciation are greatly appreciated. And that I have to answer a lot of comments that I missed out on answering previously. So I'm very excited about that. And thank you just for commenting, checking out my stuff, engaging. I'm sorry I haven't been engaging personally, but I plan on doing more of that in the coming months. But to kind of close out this year in specific, I have a decent amount of interviews and stuff that is in backlog that I didn't release pre-break hiatus thing. So those will be going out for the rest of this month, maybe possibly into January as well. But I want to make sure that those people get priority. And again, to any band that's reached out or, musician that's reached out to do another interview, I'm sorry that I've been unresponsive and that I haven't, taken priority to do that. So, again, that's greatly appreciated that you guys reached out, and I'm going to try to answer back to as many emails as I can, possibly over this weekend and maybe further back. But I know I have a lot of emails in my inbox right now. And if you are in a band and you're watching this, or you've shared the video and you know people in bands and stuff, feel free to have them reach out via email or social media, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of that sort of stuff, TikTok. I will be on all of those. So if you have a sick new band coming up, doesn't matter what genre. I am not particularly a big fan of country, so if you are a country artist, I'd love to have you on. I personally don't know enough about your music, unfortunately, to really have obviously have a strong opinion about country music. It's not my favorite genre, but I digress. But if you are an artist or solo artist, band, anything in relation to that, feel free to hit up my DMs or email me if you want to be a little bit more professional. It's always greatly appreciated if you're a little bit more professional. But if not, it's all good. Feel free to DM me. I'm not going to be upset if you DM me. But if you have new bands or bands you just like me to check out, let me know. I definitely love to have them on to interview. And I'd love to have them on the chat in general. My thought process on interviews, as I mentioned, I had been pre-break that I've been posting 3 interviews a day. My thought process going into 2021 is to kind of make it a little bit more interesting for you out there. I'm thinking about still posting 3 interviews a week, which I still think is insane, but whatever, we do. I was thinking about making another subsection of interviews where I do live interviews. I know that they've been really popular on Facebook and also on Twitch and possibly on YouTube. I haven't seen any yet, but maybe I'll wind up doing it on YouTube too. But I want to start doing live interviews. Now, I will be charging for this, not a lot, but I feel like I've been doing this long enough. I have a pretty good following, and I want to make sure that people check out these live interviews. And it also gives you an opportunity as a fan to interact with the band. So if you would like to get in contact with me with that, in terms of rates for that, I might be considering that. Again, it's kind of up in the air at this point. I just want to kind of get a temperature, a read for the room a little bit in that regard. So I felt like I would offer that tier up as something for people that are interested, maybe might want to check out. If you feel like this is something that interests you, let me know. I would love to do it. I think the concept of that I've been seeing around has been really cool, and I want to kind of get my hands in the cookie jar, as they might say. So I'm very excited about that. I'm thinking about charging I think $5, which again isn't that much money, but any money's good money. And especially considering, I've been doing it for such a long time, and I really don't like to ask for money when I do interviews. This is a good way to maybe get some priority in terms of hey, this is coming out today. We're going to be doing it live. The rebroadcast is still going to be on Twitch and also YouTube. And then I'll, it'll just go up immediately. There won't be any wait time, because I know with a lot of artists that I've had on here, I've always felt guilty, having interviews lined up, but then they won't go out until a month later. And I understand that is kind of the nature of having a lot of, content bands to sift through. But I felt like it was an interesting way to maybe make the viewing experience a little bit more interesting and a little bit more interactive with you guys. So way down in the comments, I'd love to know what you guys' thoughts are on that. Again, it's something I am heavily considering if you guys really want to go in that direction. As well as something that I've been a personal fan of and I've been collecting a lot for years is vinyls. I'm thinking about making a vinyl collection video. I know some of you have already stressed that you would like to see that. So maybe I'll break it up into parts and do it over Christmas break or something like that. But I plan on doing something similar to that coming up, either early on in 2021 or there soon after. So be on the lookout for that. I'm very excited. I'm getting a steady flow of vinyls I would say maybe every month or so. So I always try to pick up stuff, especially considering what's been going on recently and bands not being able to tour. I've been trying to buy stuff. And if you are a band watching this and your stuff's pressed on some grade A vinyl, let me know. I'd love to pick one up and help support the fam. But yeah, I'm very excited about that. This is going to be very cool. I'm excited to go over that. And also shout outs to my girlfriend again for helping me out with that. She did it all in alphabetical order. So I think that's pretty impressive. And I've been trying to keep up with that. I think I've been doing a pretty good job. So very excited about that. As well as that, I'm still going to be continuing Backstage Press. I know that there's a lot of people that I'd love to have on. And if you are a musician that works in the music field and don't play any instruments, or maybe you do, who knows? If you do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, i.e. like management, marketing, your record label owner, I would love to have you on and talk about your experiences in the music industry, especially more so now, because I know a lot of people are kind of finding it hard to do stuff. So if you've been on and you'd like to come back on and do an update, feel free to DM me. I'd love to have you back on again, or do an update kind of a thing. B, if you're new and you have something similar to that and you're just like, I'd love to be able to talk about this thing in my life, feel free to let me know, because I'd love to have you on. DM me again, much similar to the email DM situation. Feel free to do either one of those two. I'd love to have you on and talk about that, because I, as myself being someone who does YouTube, I love talking to other people that are working in the industry and doing that sort of stuff. So feel free to let me know on that end. I'd love to do that. I think, again, a lot of the people that work behind the scenes don't get enough love, in my opinion. And I'd love to be able to show them so much love in support, because it's a thankless job. And I know there's a lot of people that I personally appreciate that they do so much hard work. So I'd love for everybody else to show that same appreciation for them as well. In terms of, like I said, the rest of the year, it's just going to be the rest of my content. I'm going to be doing probably something similar to this, where I'm going to be talking about all of my favorite albums of the year. I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to numerically number them this year. I know that I did that last year, but it's just been such a crazy year, and I just feel like, I'm going to try to make my life easier. So instead of me kind of numbering them, I'm just going to be like, listen, these are some of my most played records of this year that came out this year, and then I want to share with you guys, or just records that I've just generally loved over this year. I feel like I need to talk about a lot of these records in more of a like hangout thing kind of situation, chat thing. So I'm planning on doing that again on YouTube and also on Twitch. I'll probably use the same thing, Restream, Shaz to Restream. So I'm very excited about that. And if you have any suggestions on, what records you'd like, or what records are your favorites of this year, that would be very cool. And then we can, talk about it. I think it'll be very cool. It'll probably be recorded within the week between Christmas and New Year's. So I'm very excited about that. And so many great records came out this year despite what's been going on. So definitely pick it up if you can. I know that there's some on my list that I'm straggling on that I have to get on vinyl, but I'm hoping to either get them before the year's over with or into next year. Maybe we'll get some repressing. Who knows? But I'm very excited about that. And just what I have planned for the new year, 2021 is going to be very interesting. Again, as I mentioned, I will be celebrating 5 years of doing this whole thing, which is very insane to me. I never would have expected that I've been doing this for 5 years, honestly. If you had told me this 5 years ago that I'd still be doing this, I feel like I would be very shocked and actually probably pretty proud of myself for continuing to do this. And, again, I can't thank all of you enough for supporting, sticking around, doing your thing. It means a lot. I'm probably going to be doing some sort of thing in relation to that in this coming year. I don't know how soon I'll be doing it, but I'll probably be doing it soon enough. So you guys can keep on the lookout for that. And I will be posting some new merch designs. I've been kind of working behind the scenes on some new stuff. I gotta say, it's looking extra spicy. I really love a lot of the designs that I was able to come up with. I've spent meticulous time coming up with some really good merch designs that I've created myself. I'm excited to release them to you. I've also had a few personal things come up in my life. For example, I have a girlfriend now, which is awesome. She's been great. I would say her name, but I'm just trying not to get her doxxed. You know what I'm saying? Don't shout outs to Logan Paul. No one needs him to be shouted out. But anyway, that's a story for another time. But she's awesome. She's actually, if you want to thank anybody for getting me back into this hot seat and doing stuff, you can thank her, because honestly, she was the one who motivated me to get back to doing it, and she knew how happy this makes me doing. And I can't thank her enough for her support and her love, and for pushing me to come back to do this. So thank you so much, babe. It's always appreciated. As well as, I got a new cat. I would show him, but he is currently asleep on my bed, and I don't want to wake him up because he's had a little bit of medical issues, which is also why I've been kind of a little bit quiet on the social media stuff. There's just been a lot going on my personal realm that I don't want to, unfortunately, that I don't want to burden you guys with. I know you guys got a lot of stuff going on, so I plan on doing some more streams like this coming up in the new year. I love doing the stream stuff. It's a little bit different, and it always keeps me on my toes, so I enjoy doing that. I do want to say that if you guys haven't been following me on Twitch, I plan on doing more reaction videos on Twitch, more hangout sessions, things like this nature on Twitch. I want to keep it more interesting, keep it a little bit more fresh, a little bit more, a little different from what I typically do on my YouTube channel, just by keeping it fun, entertaining. I love being able to listen to a song that I haven't heard, like the singles, like the new Spirit Box. If I was streaming that shit, I think I would have been massively fucked up. That song is powerful. I was crying. I was ugly crying. I know a lot of people were, but that's such a fantastic track. If you haven't checked out Spirit Box, listen, you already know the Audio Addiction fan reps them so hard, so go check them out if you haven't already. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of the reaction stuff on there. Again, that kind of took a pause because of the hiatus thing, and I was gonna come back to doing it, but I was just like, you know what? Let's just take a whole pause from social media in general. And so we're back in it right now, but plan on doing more reaction videos, things of that nature on there. Keep it more fun, more interactive. And then the YouTube, getting back to the album reviews, some of the ones that I'm going to be doing hopefully before the year's over with. I have a pretty decent sized list. I want to try to get them all done if I can, because I've been listening to them for such a long time, but I am not entirely sure which ones I'm going to get done. But I plan on, like I said, fingers crossed, getting most of them done. The new Bill Murray record I have to do. Again, if any of you know, I'm such a Bill Murray stan. Love that guy. Love his music. The new record, Iggy Pocket, fantastic EP. If you haven't checked that out, go do it. So I plan on doing that one. I also plan on doing Makari's newest EP. I think it is Reflections, if I'm not mistaken. Go check that one out. Also fantastic. Andy Cizek has way too many bands, but he is talented as all hell. So granted, he can have as many bands as he wants to have. So I'm very excited about that. I've been listening to that a ton. It's been awesome. The new Kingdom of Giants record, to me at least, came out of nowhere. It's easily become one of my favorites of this year. So go check that one out if you haven't either. Highly recommend it if you're into some real solid metalcore stuff. Good stuff there. And I have a few more that I plan on covering. Boys of Fall, their newest record, Distance. I plan on doing a review of that just because shout out to them. They're good homies. Guys are always welcome back on again. And yeah, so I got a few others in the pipeline for now. And like I said, all of the reviews, all of the the year-end wrap-up is going to be live. So very excited about that. If you're a band releasing stuff in 2021, again, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to have you on and just talk about some fun stuff. But I really enjoyed this year's releases. As I mentioned previously, it's been a really solid year for some really good music. So go check it out if you haven't. Some of my favorites came out earlier on in the year, but I feel like we finished out 2020 pretty strong, all things considered. I have not checked the chat yet, so I should probably check that real quick. I will also say, okay, Megan, shout outs to you. Go check her stuff out. She does a little bit louder. She's a fantastic writer. Shout outs to also my friend Sam. She writes for New Fury, Substream. She writes for a bunch of different groups. She also has been telling me to come back to doing the stuff and how much I've inspired her to do things. Her words, not mine. But she is a fantastic writer as well. Go check her stuff out. She's been killing it. Love her to death as well. So go give her some love. Merch now. For those of you, side tangent, for those of you who also buy vinyl on, in general, Merch Now is having a huge vinyl sale, so go peep that stuff. I don't have enough money to get more vinyls because I just spent almost $100 on 4 vinyls from Sharptone because the shipping was like $30 and that hurt my wallet, so that sucked, but it's okay. We got some good ones. Yes, I want to answer my friend Patrick. He left me a question on my Facebook page, which was, I'm going to find out right now because obviously I didn't look, which I should have looked, but it's okay. But, I'm going to go check it out right now and I'm going to answer it, which is, he said Mozart or Chopin. I don't know why you would ask me this, Patrick, unless you were alluding to something. But I'm gonna probably say, Chopin or Chopin or however you're gonna pronounce it, because I'm not very good at that. I would probably pick him because I feel like Mozart's a little overrated, but it's okay. Music's music. That's how it be sometimes. But that is what's going on. I don't think I have any other questions. So if you guys do have questions, feel free to join in below or just ask me some questions. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys. I also want to thank you guys for getting me to over 400,000 views. I literally was floored. I checked Social Blade the other day, and I was at a loss for words. I've been working my absolute ass off, and to see that I've hit 400,000 views in almost 5 years, I think is just a testament to you guys and a testament to how much you believe in what I do. And honestly, I was, to be quite honest with you, I was crying. I was just so excited that, enough people give enough of a shit about me that I can still do this and still have fun doing it and still want to do it. And it's been great, honestly, I've had my ups and downs on doing it, of course, but it's honestly just so, I was just so happy about knowing that exists and that, I've met so many great people doing this channel that I wouldn't even trade it for the world. I know I've said it in a lot of my videos, but honestly, it's true. This is something that I've always dreamed that I was doing, but never really realized that it was something that I dreamed about. It's just something that I always knew. I always knew that there was just a great music community, and to now know that, literally 400,000 plus people have watched my videos is just insane to me. I feel like a lot of YouTubers, once they hit that, milestones in their career in terms of views, obviously, they think about certain things in a certain way, and, obviously I do too, but it's just really cool to kind of put those things in perspective. And a lot of people might be like, oh, that's not a lot of views yet or whatever, yada, yada, yada. But like, honestly, any milestone that I hit where I'm just like, holy shit, like I look at the end of the year and I'm just like, wow, I had this many views. This is how many people watch my stuff in 1 year. You know what I mean? And to see that 100,000 people watched my stuff each year for over 4 years is just nuts to me, you know? And I don't want to ever feel like I take this stuff for granted, because honestly and truly, people are just like, oh my God, you can't be like that animated, or you can't be like having that much fun. But honestly, it is. It really, I have so much fun doing this. I have, such a great fan base that really cares about me. And obviously there's some outliers here and there, but I would say a good majority of the people really love what I do and, try to have a good conversation. And it honestly means a lot, literally doing this out of college and having no idea of what I was going to do. It really means a lot that, this growth, has really pushed me to do other things that A, I wasn't even expecting, and B, to meet the people that I've met doing it has just been a very humbling and grateful experience. And I don't want to feel like I'm ever discounting it to anybody, because it truly does mean the world to me, and to have your support and your care and stuff like that has just been fantastic. And I want to extend that same gratitude. Like, I hope everybody out here is doing okay. The people who are watching it, I hope you're doing well. And again, I don't want to seem like I ever take this YouTube thing and the fans that I have for granted, because you were the people that fueled me to do it. And I was kind of contemplating on like how people were going to be receptive to this. And obviously, if you watch in the past, cool, feel free to chime in, or if you're in the chat now, feel free to chime in on that regard too. But I've always felt like, when I left doing this for a little bit, that people weren't going to hate me, or, that people were going to hate me, and that people weren't going to, subscribe to the channel, and people were going to leave and be like, man, what is this guy doing and stuff. And I think it obviously had a lot to do with my anxiety about the situation. But, to come back and have people like message me and ask me how I'm doing, outside of the channel, and to genuinely care about me, I think that's when I really realized that, like, the things that I do on this channel are the things that I want to do, and the people that I have on the channel are the reason why I do it, and the reasons why I continue the connection. And honestly, like I said, I wouldn't even trade this for the world. Like, it really is, that means that much to me, and that people come here to check out my opinions on stuff. Like some dude that just is making videos on the internet to just care enough to be like, what? I think you did a good job on this review, or man, I think this interview is really incisive, or like whatever. Or if you give me shit, comment, like it'll give me an idea to work on something, or to do better, or like come up with better questions or whatever. There's always an opportunity to grow and be better at doing this. And like, I don't want to become complacent, and I just want to be able to work my hardest and know that I'm doing my best, because I'm doing my best, and if I'm not, I need people to tell me like, hey, I don't think you're doing a good job, but like, here's something that I think you could fix that would maybe make it better, at least to me. And I take all your feedback into consideration. I try to, really read into it and really like delve into it, so that, I'm trying to make the best content I can. And, it's a good way to measure how well you're doing, or, obviously how poorly you're doing. So, again, gotta thank the fans for doing that. So, thank you guys so much for doing that. But, I feel like I've been kind of rambling on for the past 40 minutes. I'm not really entirely sure if I have. I know I had some technical issues before, but I just want to let you guys know that I'm back to doing this. I'm sorry it took so long, but, I think it's important for us to understand and to look ourselves in the mirror and be like, you know what? If you're not feeling it and you needed to take a break, you should take the break, because, it's unhealthy for you to keep pushing on something that obviously you're not happy with. And on top of that, like, the content you put out, or like the review you do, or the thing, whatever it may be, you may not be excited or want to do it, and then you're going to have to put this face on and be like, yeah, I want to do it, but in actuality you really don't want to do it. And I don't want to ever seem like I'm faking something. I want it to always be genuine, whether it be my reaction on a record or, me interviewing somebody. Like, I want every emotion that I am to be what I normally am and nothing else. I want to be the most authentic I can be doing this, and I feel like at least in my opinion, I feel like I've achieved that. But I try to bring authenticity to this channel, to the people that I have on, and to the albums that I review. So I hope to continue doing that. I hope you guys will come along for the ride in 2021. Let me know what type of content you would like to see, excluding the whole like vinyl collection video. I may have a few others down the pipeline that I'm thinking about doing. I've done a few other podcasts on other people's channels. So if you're interested in checking those out, feel free to. And if you'd like to have me on, I'm more than welcome to come on and chat about whatever you want. And I love having that crossover appeal. So if you've had me on, I'd love to have you on and talk about your situation and talk about music, and how that's helped you get through a bad time. Because honestly, I started this channel because I know how powerful music is and how important it is to me, and I know that I'm not the only one that finds that important. So very excited for the next chapter of Audio Addiction. I thank you guys for sticking with me and understanding the situation. I know it hasn't been, at least if people who have been checking my content out regularly, I know it's something that you guys have been missing for a little bit. And again, I apologize. But I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to be rejuvenated and being back to doing this, on a more regular basis. And yeah, it's just been really fun. Getting really hyped and getting really back into it. And I'm just really stoked for the next year and for the releases in relation to that. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I'm probably going to close it out with some questions. So if you're either here on YouTube, or I don't think there's anybody on Twitch because I don't really have a big enough following on there. But yeah, if you want to ask me some questions, I'll take some questions. If I don't see anything, then I'll probably be like, adioso. But if you got some questions for me, feel free to drop them, or just let me know how you're doing, or something to that effect, because I'd like to know how you guys are doing. And that's pretty much it. So I'm trying to check and see if anybody left me any more questions on my Facebook page. It doesn't look like it, which is okay. Let's see. I'm also trying to figure out in terms of what I've been listening to lately. Again, I mentioned the Macari record I've been listening to a ton. I've actually been going back and checking out albums that I listened to throughout this year that came out this year. And I wanted to kind of re-go through my catalog of things that I might include in my year-end video. So I've been re-listening to the new Loathe record, which is I Let You In and You Took Everything, I think. I'm pretty sure. I remember the exact term or phrase, but something close to that. I love that record a ton. It's still one of my favorites. And I really, as I mentioned just now, I really enjoyed that one. Polaris, The Death of Me, I just picked that up on vinyl. That's a fantastic record if you haven't checked that out. Knuckle Pucks 2020, that was fantastic too. I'm trying to think what else have I been listening to. Macari, like Miles to Flames, Make Them Suffer. Trying to think what else. I think that may have been it. There may have been more. I just can't fully remember whatever records I have been listening to now. But that's pretty much my list. I'll probably have a more compiled list, or at least something written down where I could tell you what came out this year and what I enjoyed. But I'm probably gonna split up the live videos and have one just for like EPs and like single releases and things of that nature. And then have one video dedicated to albums and stuff. So, got plenty of that going on. New stuff in the pipeline. Again, if you're a band and you're watching this either on YouTube or on Twitch or anywhere on social media, feel free to DM me or feel free to email me about coming on and setting up an interview if you like to do it live, or if you would rather do it the normal way where I pre-record it and then I release it and edit it. Let me know, because I would be very interested in having you guys on to talk about your musical endeavors. More specifically, I'd like to try to have people on that just release music, because obviously I'd like to get them on first because it's so current. So let me know. I'm already starting to set up engagements now, so if you are watching this and you are in a band and you would like to come on, feel free to let me know, either down below in the comments or on social media. I'm on all of them, so DM me there. But I'm going to close this stream out for now. I've appreciated all of your time. I'm sorry that it's been taking so long to get back to a normal state on the channel, but I just really felt like for myself that I needed to get back to being my honest self and understanding what's been going on in relation to the channel, the music industry, and obviously the state of the music scene has just been rough. You see closure after closure about, different venues. And, obviously it was sad, what was going on with Chain Reaction. Obviously everything seems to be fine, hopefully for now. But it didn't really hit me as much, and that's probably mainly because I haven't been to Chain Reaction. Fingers crossed. I hope to be going there, when things get all better. But I had something strike me more recently, which was something that glad I didn't forget to talk about this, but I've been going to a ton of shows at Voltage Lounge. It's one of my favorite venues in Philly. Anybody who knows me knows that that's one of my favorites, and I love seeing shows there. And for them to break the news that they might not, be reopening cut me deep, because it hit me so close to home, literally and metaphorically. But it's something where I feel like I had gotten my start there. The first ever in-person interview I'd ever done was with Picturesque, and it was out in the parking lot of Voltage Lounge, which was in front of Electric Factory / Franklin Music Hall, but no one calls it Franklin Music Hall in this area because everybody knows it's Electric Factory. But that was when I truly got my start doing the interviews, and I'm almost guaranteed that other people checked out the channel for that, when I did my first interview with Picturesque, and that's why they're my boys. Go check them out. That also came out this year. That's also a fantastic record. But yeah, that was my start, and to see that happen, I knew I had to sign a petition to save Voltage. There's plenty of shows, like digital shows, that are going on that you can support, either your local venue or venues in the area. If you obviously go to, I think, the Darkest Hour and Misery Signals are doing like a virtual tour together, and they're donating some of the profits of that to whatever local venue they're playing. So I think they are doing a one for Voltage, obviously, and I think it's coming up within the next week. I want to say it's like the double digits in December. I'm not exactly sure on the date, because again, I'm not looking directly at it. But go check that out if you can. I know FamFest, shouts to Dom. He runs FamFest, and I know he obviously is doing a virtual fest next year. And you should go support that because that's going to be fantastic. I know I'm going to be buying a ticket for it. As well as, he's giving donations to Voltage Lounge, which I think is highly commendable, and shouts to Dom for doing that. But I'm very excited about that. Again, Voltage means so much to me as a person. I think it's shaped me as who I am, as well as my interview process, my skills. A lot of my interviews on the channel are literally next to Voltage Lounge or in front of it or whatever. And so that one obviously hits very close to home for me, and I want to do everything that I possibly can. I probably should have made a separate video on it, and I probably will. So people can go check that out and donate, or at least sign the petition, because that's free, to do whatever you can. And if your local venue is doing the same thing, a change.org thing, feel free to send it my way. I'd love to give it a share, and B, to sign it, because I know a lot of venues have been taking a hit this year, and I'm almost positive they'll be taking a hit next year as well. So, again, try to support your local venues as any way you can, and definitely support the bands. I know a lot of people say that, but truly support them, because they're gonna need it now. Because again, I don't know what touring's gonna be like next year, but you bet your sweet ass whenever shows come back, I will be at a show. Even if it means wearing a mask and being socially distant. It would be nice to keep that, it would be nice to have that energy and the optimism in the crowd. So, thank you guys for watching this long ramble session. For the two of you who stuck around on YouTube, and for the people who watched in the past, thank you guys for watching. Seriously, I know I had been saying it a lot, and I know that I say it generally a lot to, the people that check out my stuff, but honestly, the reason why I do this is because I want to make sure the bands that I have on continue to do what they do. People find out about them through an interview. I can tell you that nothing makes me happier than when I hear one of my friends be like, you know what, I hadn't heard of this band. I checked them out because you had them on an interview, and now I love them. Or people just randomly are just like, oh, I love this band. It's good that you're giving them more attention or whatever. Because honestly, I try to do a lot of work. I try to do a lot of research, and, I want to try to get these bands out to you guys in the best way that I can. And, it just means a lot, because I know that there's been some really cool shit going on behind the scenes, and just bands in general. They always got some good stuff going on. So, it's very cool to see, it's very cool to see all these awesome bands still making waves despite a pandemic. And, if you're an old band and you're releasing new shit, feel free to come on. If you're a band that's never been on the channel before, feel free to come on. If you're friends with any of my friends, whether it be locally or afar, feel free to hit me up. I'd love to have you on. And if you're timid about hitting me up and DMing me, please do it. I would love to have your band on. I'd love to have you talk about your music. And, again, I'm no stranger to having people on it, clearly, because I've been doing this for almost 5 years. And I'd love to get your music shown and out to people that would be truly interested in checking it out. So, thank you guys for watching. Again, it means the absolute world to me to know that there's people out there that care about me and that want to see me, continue to do this sort of stuff. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for dealing with, all of this crap going on with the channel. And hopefully you guys will stick with me into 2021. Only better things on the horizon. And honestly, I'm so stoked for next year. It's going to be great. I'm so excited for the new artists I'm going to be getting on, and old ones returning. It's always a really good sentimental feeling knowing that, people care about what I do and want to see me do this whole YouTube thing and do it well. So thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. I plan on doing more of these. So if you haven't tapped the bell yet to notify yourself of these things, definitely go check those out and follow me on social media. I'll be back to doing the normal stuff in the new year. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for hanging out. And we'll be